Oh, okay.
Hey, Kim, Cap, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Kim, Cap. Okay, they can't.
Can you hear? Zero. Can you blow up the box? And blow up the new box, yeah. There you go. Over there. The brain's good. Girl, cause I'm telling you, this is some good sleeping weather, cause I'm real drowsy right now.
Oh,
You tell them, oh my God, that rain with that thunder, it's cozy up in the bed. So then that thunder had hit my pillows, calling me. I'm like, I'm at work, stop calling me. Can you hear us? Yeah, can't hear.
Can y'all hear me, Kim? Captain?
Okay, yeah.
Thumbs up. All right, cool. I'll be in there in 1 second and we could get started. Give me 1 second.
Okay. You know that, though. You know that. That hair. I see I'm the beat. And a half. No.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody?
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
I doing, Captain?
And what's going on, Sergeant, all right?
I'm good, sir.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to the community, 11th Precinct Police Community Relation Council meeting. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and we're gonna have Chaplain Hill to pray us in this evening.
And bow your heads with us. Lord, we thank you for your goodness, for your mercy, and for your grace. We thank you for this community meeting and gathering on today. We ask that your will be done. Give us wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Remember those who are over this meeting. In the name of Jesus, give them insight. Remember our commander at 11th Precinct and our captain as well. And all the subordinates in the name of Jesus. We thank you for this day and this hour. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna call the meeting, the order is now 6:07, well, it started at 6:06. Gonna have roll call, I don't see. I don't know if Leon is on or not, I don't know who's all on here, but we're gonna go ahead, oh. Can you make the list, no, I didn't see. Is there any more?
So we got Dr. Moore,
Okay,
we have,
I see Merlin Martin, is it our other?
Dr. McIntyre just entered,
Okay,
so, that's pretty much it.
Councilman, no, Councilman, I don't have, we supposed to be talking about the,
I'll reach out to them right now.
okay, because I know they doing something with the marijuana spot, so I'm about to get a new one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, Captain, you wanna go ahead and give your report?
Okay.
I gotta go.
Today's will be brief, just gonna go over some of the statistics, some of the things as usual, but I said today's will be a little on the brief side.
Can they hear us?
Precinct,
Can they hear us?
Can you guys hear us? If you can hear us, can you either move your phone so we can see that it lights up green or gives us a thumbs up?
I say yes, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
okay, criminal homicides down 47%, sexual assaults are still even at 0. Aggravated assaults are up 13%, although that is trending down from 30% earlier this year, so we're pretty proud of that. Now fatal shootings are also in a decline from last year, down 16%. However, our robberies are up 4.8%. Our carjackings are down 10%. Burglaries are down 32%. Our larcenies, which that would include people stealing things off your property or out of your vehicles, are up 9%. And unfortunately, our motor vehicle thefts, as is the trend nationwide, are up 13%. So just now, I'm not going to really go over. We don't have anything new other than we are still working on our sexual assault reduction task force, which is on that John R. corridor. So if you live on the John R. corridor, please, by all means, if you see some it needs some police attention. That's what 911 is for. I think that it's good and bad. I think that over the years, we've gotten to the point where we don't want to call 911 because we think if it's not life and death, don't call 911. So it was a time when we kind of were limited to that, but now, due to a lot of technology, and we also are having some more officers to come back, work with us. If you see something that needs addressed, please do call 911. And of course, we have to meet our expectations. I always say that, right? So if you have an issue in your area and it's a small quality of life issue and it's Friday night and it's 90 degrees outside, we're gonna get there as soon as we can. However, if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday and it's maybe not as hot outside and you give us a call, hopefully we'll be able to get there a little bit sooner. So we respond, it's our policy to respond to all calls as quick as possible. Like I said, just meter your expectations, but at the same time, don't be afraid to call, because we need to, the calls that we get, that's one of the ways that I know the issues or the places that we need to be more present in. So like I said, working on that John R. corridor. Another thing that we're working on, which I have to say thank you to our traffic enforcement unit. We're working as diligently as possible on the 7 Mile Van Dyke area. We know that the accidents and the traffic there is terrible. We're doing everything we can to kind of mitigate, slow that down. So if you kind of spread the word with your neighbors, kind of like, hey, the police is over there, and they'll give you a ticket over there, maybe kind of help us get the message out. So that's pretty much what we're working on right now. So, Madam President, thank you for my opportunity.
Absolutely. Do we have any questions for our captain? Anyone in the room, any questions for the captain?
I
Okay,
got a question for the captain.
I have a comment also.
What about our baseball team? Talk about that.
So we did have the department baseball tournament Saturday. And I like to quote my friends, the Lions. We're currently in a rebuilding year. So we are looking forward to some off-season acquisitions, which will hopefully we'll have a little better success. But we did have a great time and we did all right. Well, it's not about winning. That's not really good. What it's about is police officers coming together and getting to know each other. And we had a very good time. You asked me a question.
Yeah, I just had a comment. I just wanted to thank the 11th Precinct. You all have been doing an awesome job. 7 Mile Concord area, we have definitely seen the increase of your presence. And it's just very appreciated. Our area is being cleaned up nicely, and your presence kind of adds to that. It kind of reinforces the fact that, we care about where we live and we want some safety and just order. So thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
do we have anyone else? A question or a comment? Okay, we're gonna keep it moving.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
I live in 7 Mile Van Dyke area. Well, I'm like, north of 6 miles. And I'm starting to see more police officers in the morning. And it's like they late at night, not really appreciate that because a lot of activity, especially with speed and all that.
Right.
In the area, and I really appreciate that. I was really surprised that I get up early. Like I said before, I was never saying things like that. People riding through our neighborhoods. We really appreciate that. And anytime, you come right over there, Gordon and that, you get in the street, small block, they can just drive down our block 3 times in the morning. Guys, so, it's a little spot. It looks like nobody lives around there, but our family been in the area for 50 years, So please, just come down our block. Sometimes you want to see unless something's going on, Tell the officer anytime.
I will.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of presence, but where I am, so I know it's a lot of.
Yeah, early.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was really Excited to see that.
Any other questions? Okay, yes.
But since we're giving accolades to the police officers, I appreciate you all. I'm at Conway on the corner of Conway and Stockton. And I appreciate your presence in the morning as the children walk to Legacy. To see your presence and going through the neighborhood, and sometimes the parents don't necessarily recognize, identify, and respect the street signs, yield, stop, those type of things. So I appreciate your presence. Thank you.
Okay, so our next, we're gonna get into the president's report. So last meeting, which was May the 9th, we collected $95 that went towards police. And with that money, we bought food, well, we bought food, period. We bought a ton of food. So first of all, I want to say thank you guys to everyone that contributed. Thank you so much, because like I said, that $95 went a long way. They had more than enough food, and we ate and ate and ate and ate until they couldn't eat anymore. We didn't care what shift came. We didn't care, as long as they enjoyed themselves, what we did through all 3 shifts. Wednesday, we did the midnight shift, and we did honey baked ham box. So they did, we had honey baked ham sandwiches, and then we had turkey sandwiches. And then we didn't know if there was anybody that didn't eat meat, so then we bought like, I got like a veggie salad, it had individual salad they could eat as well. So the midnight shift had those, and then on Thursday, we did the other 2 shifts, and I mean, we started maybe about 12:15, 12:30, and
It was dark outside.
yeah, and we didn't get done, I wanna say at least until about 8 o'clock. And we made sure everyone ate and everybody had a good time. There was more than enough food. So I want to again say thank you to everybody that participated and provided. We also had volunteers that came from the VFW hall. We also had volunteers that came from gym. And we also had Dr. Dudley, who was with the Youth Connection, that bought all the chicken and the fish, and she bought the cakes, so she kind of, helped out. She made it a huge difference. So I want to say kudos to her as well. Other than that, I don't think we had anything else that went on last month besides Police Week. Oh, we didn't. So I think we're good. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else going on right now. So we can get to the phone lines.
We do have one announcement I do want to make before I forget. We have the narcotics awareness for seniors. That's gonna be Thursday, June 15th. It's gonna be 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's gonna be at the Morton Manor Senior Apartments at 20,000 DeQuinder. So for more information, please contact Ms. Kenya Hill at 313-366-1616.
And he'll can speak on that as well.
Yeah, and also, we will have different agencies like DEA as well as Detroit Recovery Project. And we're gonna be teaching and giving out Narcan. There's gonna be a class as well. So it's to inform, with our seniors, sometimes you can miss taking your medicine and you overtake your medicine. So, it's kind of keep you aware of what's going on. So it's great to attend. Yeah.
And can I ask one question? Out of all of us, I'm trying to channel my inner Dr. Dudley. I know we all know her. How many of us have medication that's prescribed to us that we might share with a relative? Like say, a son, daughter, sibling, nobody shares something that's prescribed to you.
No.
Anybody? All right, good. I mean, you're not drug dealers.
Right.
So that's some of the stuff we're gonna touch on as well. Because if you guys are familiar with some of the issues that we have around the city with some of our senior centers where seniors reside. Sometimes we get that happening and other undesirables come in and out. There's a lot of stuff going on sometimes in those senior centers. And so we want to make sure to address some of that stuff and let them know of some of the dangers associated with some of the stuff that happened, because everybody should be able to lay their head on their pillows at night and sleep comfortably. And that's what we want. And so that's one of the reasons, we're putting this thing on with them. And we could come around, you guys got any questions or any concerns about stuff where we need to come educate your environment, we'll make sure to put something together for you guys. Let us know.
Do you need to RSVP to attend, or can you just show up?
So this was primarily put together because of some of the concerns from management and some of the residents at that location. And it's going to be in their community room, but I'm sure, and I'll speak with Miss Kenya, and I'll speak with her, and I'm sure they probably wouldn't have an issue knowing that we got more seniors from the neighborhood stopping in and get some of this information. So it's going to be great information. If you haven't been Narcan trained, the Youth Connection will be there. We'll be able to Narcan train you. And like my partner Hill said, we're going to make sure we got a lot of resources there for everybody that should help you guys out. Actually, on Thursday.
Okay, 6:15 from 1 to 3. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I see a couple of faces up there. We're gonna start ladies first. Good evening. How are you, Kiana?
Good evening, everyone. I am doing well. Surprised by this summer storm that we have going on outside, but we are doing well on this end. Thank you for providing me the opportunity to share some information with you all. My name's Kiana Sessom. I'm with the Department of Neighborhoods, Mayor's Office, and I just have a couple of announcements and information that I want to share with everyone. So I believe the last time I was on the meeting, we talked about sidewalks and the tree program. There's a dangerous tree program that's available for those that are are residential property owners. And if you have a tree that is located on your property that may be, endangering your home or a nuisance, you can contact the city and they will provide an inspector to inspect the tree for a decision of if it will be removed or trimmed through this new program. Priority will be given to trees around schools, parks, and churches, as well as accommodating senior citizens in the disabled community, as well as situations that may involve in, health or safety. So there is an online request form. I can put that link in the chat, but if you would like to fill out the form over the phone, you can call the number 313-224-4444, and they'll fill out an application for you over the phone. But you have to be the property owner in order to receive this service, because they cannot provide any services to remove a tree or cut a tree without the full approval of that property owner. So if you have a tree that may be on your neighbor's property, but it's impinging on your home or whatnot, you can request for your neighbor to fill out the application, or if they give you permission, you can fill it out for them on their behalf, but they have to give final approval for the contractor to come onto their property and approve moving forward with the tree program. So I also wanted to bring some information for some of you that may have heard the mayor speak in regards to the land value tax plan that is a new program that we're all excited about. The mayor did a presentation at the Mackinac Conference 2 weeks ago. And this initiative or proposal is looking to reduce taxes for homeowners, and taking an approach to provide long overdue relief to homeowners and encourage growth and investment in the city of Detroit. And so the land value tax plan will give local communities like Detroit the choice to use an initiative and fair way of applying for their taxes. If enacted, the land value tax plan would allow for city of Detroit to reduce property taxes for 97% of Detroit homeowners. It will encourage economic growth across the city of Detroit, incentivize improvements in homes and businesses, encourage investment in neighborhoods, as well as reduce blight, discourage land speculation of scrapyards and neighborhood eyesores. And so this particular program is looking at reducing the property tax for homeowners and pivoting to increase an amount for vacant landowners. So this program is definitely something that is the administration is excited about, and also knowing that it will provide a permanent property tax relief benefit for homeowners and businesses. And so there's going to be more information coming up. We're looking for community block clubs and groups to do presentations over the summer about this program that's up and coming. And so I would love for maybe next month to have them come and present to the 11th Precinct about this initiative further, so you all can ask questions and get them answered. But I just wanted to share briefly about what is up and coming, briefly go over this particular land value tax plan. If initiated, this is what it will look like, and just share that information. And I also wanted to share additional information in regards to the home ownership initiatives that the city of Detroit is partnering with. We have several partners to support not only homeowners, but renters as well, if they're looking or seeking to become first-time homeowners. So we have the Make It Home program, which gives residents living in a foreclosed home the option to purchase the property before the foreclosure auction. We also have a partnership with Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund, which provides funds to help prevent mortgage delinquencies, foreclosure, or loss of utilities due to financial hardship during the pandemic. Also, for those of you that aren't familiar with the HOPE Property Tax Exemption Program, it provides a tax exemption for those that qualify on an income-based evaluation. And that is something that you can apply for up until December 14th of 2023 this year, I believe. And then lastly, the Detroit Tax Relief Fund to pay delinquent taxes for low-income homeowners approved for the home tax exemption. That telephone number for that program is 313-244-0274. And once you qualify for the HOPE property tax exemption, you'll be eligible for just a plethora of other programs. That pretty much is a baseline for eligibility when it comes to being able to support individuals with resources for home ownership initiatives. And also, the city most recently partnered to launch a new land contract buyer's guide to assist Detroiters on the path toward home ownership. The information available at DetroitLandContractHelp.com. You can access some information in regards to land contracts and the home purchasing tool used for home buyers that do not qualify for traditional mortgages. They can use this land contract buyer's guide. So I just wanted to share that information. I know that was a lot, but we're really seeking to support not only those that are currently homeowners in Detroit, but we're trying to transform those that are interested in that are renters, coming over to being homeowners and providing them with the resources and tools in order to do so. So if you know of anyone who can benefit from this information or resources, please share those numbers that were provided. And we look forward to being able to assist them.
Kiana, did you say for the whole application deadline, that was December 24th?
No, December 14th, I believe.
14th, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me just check. It's either the 12th or the 14th. I believe it's the 14th, so I'll double check.
It's in the early part, because I was kind of way down here, okay.
It's actually December 11th, 2023, so I was 3 days off. So December 11th. So be sure to file early to make sure the Board of Review has time to look over your case.
Do you have any questions? Anyone online, do we have any questions? Yes,
I just like to say, can Kiana hear me?
yes.
I'm Miss Molden from Jordan Cares. And I just want to say I wanted to be known, even everyone in this room, how hard you work for us and how you helped us get our block together. And I really appreciate you. My sister and our other neighbors are putting a letter together to submit to the mayor. You know, 'cause we really want you to, we appreciate every call that's returned, every time that we contact you, you try to do everything you can to assist us. We were like in a little area down there, we like felt alone, but you didn't make us feel that way. You worked so hard with us, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome. We work, not myself, the 11th Precinct, myself, we work hard to support you all in the best ways we can. So thank you so much for that, the kind words. Any other questions? And then I just want to say, thank you all for who came out for Motor City Makeover in May. It was a successful cleanup effort. I also just want to encourage you, if any of you all are still wanting to schedule or plan a cleanup over the summer, please feel free to give my office a call. I'd be happy to see how we can support you in your cleanup efforts or project that you may just have an idea that you want to get out. And I would be happy to work with you in planning that out and see if we can get volunteers engaged and involved. So feel free to reach out to my office, 313-348-8464, and we'll be happy to assist you.
Can we have another question? Yes, sir.
Yes, first of all, I want to get over what the lady said about the Keon, about the presence and about the efficiency, because a couple of years back, I used to call you quite frequently about issues in our neighborhood, and you always responded, and you always resolved the issue. So I would, go on to let the young lady here with her comments about you. But the issue that I have is that you spoke about the trees, and we have an issue with the trees, but unfortunately, the house that has the trees is vacant. And it's across the alley from us, and they're real tall trees. So occasionally when there's a heavy windstorm or even an ice storm, it's a fear that these trees might collapse. And if they collapse, it probably will fall right on our lawn. So that's the issue we have right now with these tall trees. But like I said, my house is vacant. I want to know how we can resolve that issue with the vacant house.
Thank you for that question. Also, thank you for the kind words. If you could provide me with the address of the vacant tree, is your, you said it's over the alley on the other side?
Okay, but I think the address is 18821 Blue.
Okay. 18821 Bloom.
Yes, it's a yellow house and it's vacant and sidings are tore off on the home.
Okay, so we can also still apply for this home if you feel that this is a endangered tree. It's in the alley, is what you're saying?
Yes, it's across the alley from us. It's just right behind our picture.
Okay,
I'm on Monarch, and that's behind it.
got it. Okay, if you wouldn't mind just giving me a call, you can call me after this meeting or tomorrow morning, just so I can look this up to find out the ownership and then we can go over the best next steps.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions in the room or online? Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you as always.
You're welcome. Thank you all so much and continue to stay healthy and safe.
Thank you. Mr. Merlin Martin, how are you doing today?
Good evening, Ms. Jackson. How you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you. What you got? Tell us, any good news, anything going on?
Well, I'm lucky enough to have the chief with me tonight, so I'm gonna turn it over to him to give the updates for 36th District Court this month.
Sounds great, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Martin, for yielding your time to the gentleman from the east side of Detroit. Everyone, I'm Bill McConicle, I'm the Chief Judge of the 36th District Court. It's always a pleasure to come and speak to the 11th Precinct. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take my headphones. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can still hear you.
Great. I was told yesterday at the office, Merlin reminded me that 2 meetings ago, my phone died while I was at my daughter's soccer match and I couldn't give the report. And I wasn't here last month, so I was told no matter what, I was to be here today. And so we made it. So,
Cause I was coming up after you. I was coming down to 36.
and Kim, I didn't want that. I didn't want that smoke, so I made sure I'm here today. All right, we always have some things going on at 36, but the newest thing is that our landlord-tenant docket is back in person. So if you have a landlord-tenant case, whether you are a plaintiff and you are seeking possession of your property due to a lack of rent, or just you're terminating the tenancy of your tenant, or if you are a defendant and you have received a summons concerning an eviction, the cases are not in Zoom. They are in front of the judges on either the 4th or the 5th floor of 36th District Court. We have attorneys that are there, from various agencies, the United Coalition Housing, Lakeshore Legal, and Legal Aid. They are stationed on each floor. And if it is your first hearing, you will meet an attorney. They will get your information, do all the intake, and then they will become your counsel and they will represent you at your second hearing, which will be in 3 weeks. If it is your second hearing, then the case will be argued if there's not a resolution. But thanks to the city of Detroit and the right to counsel ordinance that was passed by the city council, there is money to pay for attorneys to represent the defendants. Where I'm actually meeting with the Gilbert Foundation tomorrow afternoon. The Gilbert Foundation is going to also give money to pay for attorneys and actually help to relocate individuals who have been evicted in the city of Detroit. Excuse me. We also met with the Attorney General's office today, actually, where there was an interest by the AG's office in supporting us. We applied for a grant to start an eviction diversion docket, where there will be some options other than eviction. But the cases are in person. The courtroom is not open for spectators, but they are for the person who actually has the case. This is our second week of the in-person landlord-tenant cases. I've spoken with the attorneys who were a little bit nervous about them coming back. It's working well. The judges love it, and the cases are moving smoother. We're getting more resolutions where there are compromises because the lawyers are actually together in the same building. People can talk. No disrespect to Zoom, because obviously I'm on it right now, but there is a better chance if you have opposing sides where people can get together, a compromise, even if it's just getting a move out date. If it's a payment plan, when people can talk together face to face, we're seeing that there's some good results that are happening. So we have accommodations if there's a person who's handicapped, who qualifies under the ADA and that they cannot make it to the court. There is a form that they can fill out, and we are making special accommodations for those citizens who fall under the Disabilities Act. But that is the landlord-tenant docket. This upcoming Friday at the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center, we are having our graduation of our participants who've gone through drug court. These are citizens who have had either drug or alcohol issues and various criminal cases. They go through an extensive program that lasts a minimum of 12 months, but normally 18 to 24 months under the leadership of Shannon Holmes. Judge Holmes is our presiding judge of our specialty court dockets, and that's the drug court, veterans court, mental health court, as well as human trafficking docket. The people who have gone through this process for these 18 months, who have done everything that Judge Holmes has asked. They stay clean and sober. They've gone through their probation. And we're going to celebrate them. We're going to have members of the Michigan Supreme Court will be there. We'll have various people from the city, the community. There's going to be a great speaker. We have some of the hosts for the program. I know you're going to be proud of this, Merlin. There are students from Cass Technical High School. They'll be serving as ushers and hosts. Some of the great students over there. And, we're proud of these citizens. They've had a very tough go. And they did what was right. They fought through this addiction. And so obviously an addiction is something that it's a day-by-day process, but we're going to celebrate the steps that they've had. And this is going to be at noon at the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center on this upcoming Friday. A couple more things and I'll stop. We have a new magistrate at our court, Bill Burton. I swore him in today. Magistrate Burton comes from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. He was a prosecutor for approximately 15 years. He worked for the city before that. He was administrative law judge, I believe. And Merlin, he's a UAD High graduate. And so we are glad to populate our court with graduates of the University of Detroit Jesuit High School. And he's going to serve the community very well. And besides that, our other dockets are still via Zoom. That's traffic, that's your small claims, that's your civil. And the felony docket has been in person since 2021. Those cases are still going that way. The gun cases are on Zoom. But that's what's going on at 36 right now, where we've really transforming the landlord-tenant docket to make sure it works for all citizens, both sides. And we've increased staff that's working to process the paperwork. I've put more judges there, and we're really focusing on having a fair system that benefits all. And with that, I am open to any questions that you may have of the 36 district.
Any questions in the room? Do we have any questions online?
All right, let's see.
Yeah. So Chief Judge, I wanted to say personally, thank you, and to let the citizens know what a leader you are in the court. He really is a man of the people. He really is coming up with different solutions to help people. And it's very important that you just kind of see, just him being here just shows you his commitment. I've been a member of the specialty court for the last couple of years now, and he has given his full weight of his office and support behind the specialty court. And just to kind of expound on it, what specialty court does, and it's he has appointed Judge Holmes to run it, and she is phenomenal as well. And what happens is she helps people make the right decision, which is good, right? What we do is so, and this we are definitely going to be utilizing or seeking assistance, especially court, for our John R. issue, because as we know, a lot of people, unfortunately, even though they're committing crimes, sometimes it's not really their fault, right? Not everybody needs to go to jail. And so I just really want to take my hat off to the Chief Judge McConaughey for supporting this initiative and giving people alternatives, because not everybody needs to just be piled up in jail. And that's not, and I know that that's not his agenda, and neither is that the agenda of the Detroit Police Department. We want to help. So thank you, Judge.
Thank you, officer. And again, the work, and the reason why the specialty court dockets are really working so well is that, we use terms about partnership all the time, but I don't know if people really mean it sometimes, but we have literally the court, our policing agencies, the city, our treatment facilities, our resources, outside vendors. Everyone has really really locked in our specialty courts to provide the services for our citizens. And Judge Holmes let the patients know that this is up to you. We're gonna give you the resources. I mean, I've had to talk to her on the weekend, like when someone has relapsed and they can't find them. Her and the staff, they're going out looking for people on the weekend. I told her that's not the safest thing, and we need to make sure the police are doing. But that's how caring the feeling that she has for the people that she serves. And again, we wouldn't be able to do it without DPD. We wouldn't be able to do it without our treatment facilities. And yes, we are trying to have alternatives to incarceration, because if you incarcerate a person, that has an addiction. If that is what the prevailing issue is, if you solve the addiction, then they won't be committing these petty crimes and these vagrant issues. And so that's where we're trying to attack it. There is a chat from Miss Bosch, I believe that is. Once an eviction case is filed with 36, what's the average time before the case is heard before the court? I believe we're running about 14 to 21 days right now. And what I can say is the first hearing, after the first hearing, if the person appears, their second hearing, which is mandated by the Michigan Supreme Court now, will be heard within 21 days. If the person does not appear at the first, within 14 days, if the person does not appear at the first hearing, then those are being scheduled 21 days out. And that's if there's proof that they've been served. If they've not, if there's no proof of service, is being pushed out 28 days. But the case between the first hearing and the second hearing should both occur within 28 days now, depending on service. That is completely different from 2021 and 2022, where cases were taking 3, 6, 8, 9 months because we had to wait on the federal SARA program, the federal assistance, to come down. And the city of Detroit, we in Wayne County, while other places were receiving their federal funding within 14 to 21 days, our funding was coming approximately 120 days later. So there were a lot of adjournments pushed back, but we're no longer in that system.
Question for you, Chief. You said traffic, small claims, and gun cases, and I know you mentioned a couple of others are still on Zoom.
I'll do it the reverse way. Everything is on Zoom except landlord, tenant, and felony.
So the question becomes, do you plan on going off of Zoom soon, or is it gonna be like a permanent thing? How is that?
No, the Supreme Court, there's a temporary rule, but they are actually debating it now. There is a presumption that if you can do things virtually, to do them virtually. So like civil cases, there's no reason to have parties coming back on civil cases. The traffic docket is working fine. With a criminal case, because of the defendant has a right to confront witnesses, they have a right to cross. That's a separate situation. So as soon as the shelter in place issues were lifted, we brought those back at first, because the defendant has a constitutional right to face their accuser one-on-one. And so the landlord tenant cases, we're looking at everything being in person for the next 90 days. And after that, I'm going to evaluate whether the first hearing could still be held virtually, but the second hearing is most likely are going to stay in person. But for the other cases, they're going to remain on Zoom.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a traffic case on them. It was awesome. I was able to do some work. I didn't have to leave my drive, take it all,
And I'm quite sure it's very convenient.
Yeah, I tell people this all the time. In the spring and the fall, I normally teach between 4 and 5 classes at Wayne County Community College. I've been in your community meetings and the 12th there at the same time. Normally, I can literally lock in here. I can give my class an assignment, give my presentation, answer your questions, then Zoom into the 12th precinct, present there, hear their questions, and go back to teaching without moving. So, Zoom has great benefits, but there is nothing like one-on-one contact also. I actually, miss coming in, I plan, if we don't have a monsoon next month to come in. I was actually going to come in person tonight, but it was coming down a little bit. So I said, I'm gonna stay in a little bit, but Zoom is very convenient. You don't have to come downtown. You don't have to park. But there are circumstances where things, you got to get it done and everything can't be convenient at all times. So, and that's why.
I think it's a great idea because
Yeah.
like you were saying, it's parking, the number one parking is astronomical. So
My class.
exactly, that was that.
Yeah.
And I think Zoom is great, especially if you can get it done. So
Yes.
that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions or any other concerns in the room or on Zoom?
Well, Mr. Martin is going to stay. He can he'll bring back if there's any questions that come up later. Mr. Martin, please put our phone number in the chat. So if you think about something later on, contact us. And Kim, I won't have you having to track me down. I will see you next month.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
We have that on record.
Okay. Yeah, and they let you know this is being recorded, so I can't get out of it. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's see. We have, I see Lionel from DPSCD. How are you?
So I'm a man of my word, Miss Jackson. I told you I was going to be on this month.
There you go.
And I was going to make sure. Greetings from Detroit Public Schools Community District, Superintendent Dr. Vitti. We are elated that school is out. Yay. We are elated. Summer school will be starting next week. So for high school, summer school will be virtual. So the students will have their computers and they will talk to the teachers online. For the 8th grade students, they will be inside of the school. We do only have 4 sites. So for the east side sites for middle school, they will be at East English Village. So those students will be bused over there or provided transportation. We have partnered up with the recreation centers. So we will be in the recreation centers this summer. I will be at Lasky on Mondays and Wednesdays, 1 to 5. And I will be at Farwell on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 to 5. So we're going to be in the community. If you do have any questions, you can come up to the recreation center and we are there with information and we can answer questions or either get those questions answered and get your contact information. We'll be back at the Eastern Market again. I'll be on Eastern Market on Sundays and Shed 5. We'll have giveaways and just meeting the community and getting enrollment packets out for everybody to enroll in the fall. We also still have openings for our specialty schools. So if you know anybody still want to enroll in Cass, King, Renaissance, Marygrove, or CMA, they can reach out to us on our website. I will put that information in the chat. Those that are in person, again, that's DetroitK12.org. That is our website. And then you can go to different departments when you get to the website. We do have our Parent Academy up. We still are hiring. So if anybody wants to come to the website, click on employment. We are hiring for all positions. I just want to say it's a pleasure to be back in the meetings. I have much love for the 11th Precinct, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Now on Sundays, you said in Shed 5. Did you give a time for that?
We're there from 9 to 5. I'm usually there from 12 to 5. And also the new Persian, we did have an engagement meeting for those that had input on the new Persian high school. We do plan on breaking ground next year. So we will have more meetings for the community. And these meetings are designed for the residents to come in and help design the new school, as far as swimming pools, tennis courts, how the school is going to be built. So again, I'll make sure that I get that information to all the residents.
All right, please do. Thank you. All right. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to just take a second to recognize one of our NPOs. As you know, one of the biggest thing in policing, not only in Detroit, but in policing period, is mental illness and addressing it properly. And one of the things that Chief White has brought to the Detroit Police Department is he has brought department-wide our crisis intervention team. And those are officers who are especially trained to deal with individuals who have mental illness. And so just recently, there was a young man that was having a crisis and he had a knife to his neck. And I'd like to bring up our newest NPO, Ms. Raina Azakaria. Come on, step on up. The chief gave her a life-saving award because for her assistance in helping this young man. And in addition to one of our number 11 NPOs, in addition to that, the 2 CIT officers who she was assisting also just came from the 11th Precinct and went over to be one of the first CIT officers. So that's just the type of caliber officer that you have at the 11th Precinct and the commitment that the chief has made to those with mental illness. So thank you.
Put on her spot because she never wants to speak. So, well, being an MPO, you got to bring your mom.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna say that CIT, the crisis intervention team, made a big difference in my life. It brought up more stuff to know about people with crisis on the streets specifically. It's a big achievement when you get on the street and arrest a felon, find a gun, take somebody for a crime. But I tell you, the biggest, even more achievement, and it feels really, really good when you save somebody's life or you try to help them in any way to get back on track. So, I mean, I just love helping people. And one thing I know I grew up on is just put yourself in everybody's shoes. And if you want respect, you gotta give respect.
Last thing I wanna, I'm just gonna, if everybody, Thompson, can you step on up here just for a second? This is Officer Thompson. He's one of our newest officers. So this is what I'm gonna have you to do. I need everybody to give him your address. He's on special attention to your house. We're gonna show him what. At the end of the meeting, you go ahead and have a stay. They see you. Good. Go ahead. Grab a seat. No, go ahead. You're good. They see you. So I need everybody to give this one of my young officers, and he's in back in the NPOs, Sergeant Spruce, and the NPO is gonna teach him. The number one thing that we have in the Detroit Police Department, but in the 11th Precinct, is that we care about the community and we know who we serve and who we're protecting. And we want you to know that, and we want the officers when they come in to know that. So if everybody will please introduce yourself to Officer Thompson, he would love to drive by your house and make sure everything's okay.
Yes. So I'm at the top of the list. These are down. I'm at the top of the list. Okay.
Oh, then we have China. I didn't know she was here.
Hello,
Step on up.
everyone.
Step on up. So this is one of our other new officers that is working with the NPOs right now. So and then what we do is we rotate the officers through the different shifts and through the different parts of the department, such as the NPOs, so that they are well-rounded. So make sure you're here at the end of the shift so you can take some of the work off the department.
Well,
Right.
Mr. Williams,
I got it.
come aboard, come on.
Speaking of staff, the only staff.
Okay, first I want to thank DPD, the 11th Precinct, for allowing us to come and do what we do from the Sheriff's Department. We was out last Thursday, and we after every event, precinct we go to, we do this operation, come back with stats so people know what went on. And so last week, we picked up 0.7 grams of crack cocaine,
We seized 3 narcotic vehicles impounded. 3 citations issued for narcotics. Morality vehicles impounded 8. 10 citations issued for prostitution. Okay, 28 traffic stops, 1 felony arrest, 10 misdemeanors, 1 recovered stolen vehicle, and 17 verbal warnings.
And what was that time span?
That was from 5 to 9. We were stationed at Farmville Rec Center. And they coordinated with you on that day. And so this has helped. We're not trying to do DPD job, but Sheriff said he wants us to help. Okay, we went in the 10th precinct. We picked up a lot of drugs out of the 10th precinct. So you don't know we're in here, but we are. Okay, we're going to all the precincts, we're gonna rotate. So that's my stats. Any questions? Raphael's doing a good job with this.
And that you just gave, was that just in the 11th precinct?
Just in 11th precinct.
So he called me and we coordinated with our hotspot areas, which are, as I mentioned earlier, vaguely, mostly is that John R. corridor and that Van Dyke 7 Mile area.
Yeah, that's what we got all that up. So.
The sheriff department vehicles, the stopping people, things like that.
Yes, we was out. You just saw us on Outer Drive. You just saw we were pulling over cars. We see, like he said, like the sheriff said, you know, we're gonna give you a warning, but some of the stuff we run the place is stuff comes up and you gotta act on it. You know, so this is a dangerous operation. Okay, so I have to stage it, but that's you know, keep quiet on that. But other than that, we try to do our job.
We do appreciate the sheriff for letting us support. We definitely do that.
Yeah, we want to thank you for allowing us to come in. Okay, I'm gonna give you the stats.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Williams online or in the room? Yes, ma'am.
When he was speaking of when he's out, and you get the 11th precinct, are they in the troopers cars and?
They're in their sheriff cars. Yes, I think they're brown and yellow or brown and yeah.
We were sheriff's cars and unmarked cars.
That one was saying the unmarked part, but you know, I'm glad. I want to go in there, I was gonna say car. I'm not saying nothing.
Anyone else? Any other questions or concerns or comments for Ms. Williams?
Make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
There's criminals out there.
Yeah.
They're on war. We just found out next week over there by Waverly, all the gangs supposed to be meeting up.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do, okay. Wait.
Oh, really? Yeah, I stay clear there.
Also, we're moving into new jails in 3 months. So all the old jails been bought by a rich guy, billionaire, but you drive down 96, you can 75, you can see the new jails.
Yeah. They know whether you're gonna name them jail recommended before.
We want that to happen. Subject Wayne County Commissioner, you shall call in Irma Clark Coleman and all and say, you know, really name after, then ship them. Okay. Take care.
All right, appreciate you as always. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now, does anyone, either online or in the room have any announcements regarding what they're doing in the neighborhood or any events that they're planning on having? Anybody online or anyone in the room? Anyone online? No events coming up? Nothing to share? Yes, ma'am.
Can I make an announcement? Kim Worthy is having her prayer breakfast at Greater Grace on October 14th. And my sister, who's a criminal lawyer, she is over the whole breakfast. And I just thought that I would make mention that to, everybody. The tickets are $30. And it's two ways. You can either get them through me or go through Eventbrite. And it's October 14th at Greater Grace.
So I already typed write your number or email.
You just call me.
That a number you want to share with?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
My name is Vernita Little, V as in Victor, ERNETA Little, LITTLE. My phone number is 313-891-1189 or 891-8522. Those are both of my home landlines. And my cell phone number is 313-719-5636.
All right, hold on one
Call
second.
me anytime you feel like it. Nobody will answer those three phones except me. Mhm.
All right, give me that
And,
last number
and-
one more time, please.
I'm sorry,
Give me the last number one more time. I was gonna share.
313-719-5636. I'll find.
Yeah, but keep us,
Yes,
updated until,
yes.
closer to the event.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect, okay. Okay, is it, yes, ma'am?
I don't have an announcement, but I want to share something and maybe get some feedback. I ran across a young lady in our neighborhood and she talked about how she's gonna have to move. She lived in the same house for 23 years. And the landlord sold the house out from under her. She was paying $600 a month for all of those years, and the new owner came along and now is charging her $900 a month, which she cannot barely afford. She's been paying that for about 4 months. The old owner did not even allow her an opportunity to purchase the house, and she's been living there 23 years. I know Ms. Sessom talked about make it your own home, and she talked about a couple of other things. I wanted to know if anyone knows of any programs that might be out there for first-time home buyers or something that I could perhaps maybe share with this young lady. She may need some support finagling through a program or a process, but I just think it's just horrific that she's been living in this house for 23 years. That says a lot about her. And now she's forced with all of this rent. She doesn't have Section 8. I'm not even sure if she has the wherewithal to even apply for Section 8. But if there is any resources out there, any information anybody can share, I will take it back to her.
You contact her personally. She's gonna do everything she can to get on.
I am going to contact her personally.
Matter of fact, yeah, she's still up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, thank you for the question. So yes, it sounds like the young lady that you're speaking of would really qualify or be a great candidate for some of the programs that were mentioned. So if you would like to either text me or email or call me tomorrow, I can provide you with a list or connect you with that information to share. And this is definitely the time. If you have a family, friend, neighbor who is looking to be a first-time home buyer, there's a plethora of down payment assistance programs, especially in Detroit, to help support those individuals to become home owners. So let's get this information in those individuals' hands so they can take advantage of these resources.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions or concerns or any events or anything you want to make an announcement on? First of all, I want to make sure that I got all my officials that I think I did. And if I didn't, please give me a high sign that I forgot you, but I thought I got everybody. Okay.
And I have an announcement from, Councilman Benson's office, Mr. Mitchell, he's about 15 minutes away. He said he was actually showing up in person.
Okay.
So you need to hurry up.
Y'all make it quick. Meeting start at 6:05.
We have a couple of our imams on, and some pastors.
Oh, we have, okay,
We have,
okay, you got two
Pastor
minutes.
Peterson on.
Oh, good evening, Pastor Peterson.
How you all doing? Good to be part. Glad this is going, and thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Anything you'd like to share with us, or are you good?
We are good at this time. We had a couple of events a couple of weeks ago, but we're looking at doing some, when we have some other things, I would definitely make sure that I would share that in the upcoming months.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
We have Imam Azan.
Iman, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for sending me the link. Good.
Absolutely. Anything you would like to share with us?
Oh, just I wish you good. You know, I'm glad I'm joined with you guys. Just my prayer time started, so I have. Therefore, I wish good for everybody, for the city, and for all those officials, those who are making it as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all we have. We have Dr. Moore. We have some Block Club presidents on, a couple of them.
I see Patricia Holmes on there.
And we also have Ms. Butler on.
Oh, okay. Box, you don't have anything to share with us or anything to tell us what's going on in the area? Ms. Bosch, how are you? Anything you want to share with us today?
I just want to say hi to everyone. I was reading the chat, so I was temporarily disorientated with when you called on me, but I did put my contact information for Miss Iris Lamel. I did put a complaint in the chat. I don't know if you can see it. But we are concerned about the Dollar General parking lot on Van Dyke at the Millbank Conner Creek Greenway. We understand a new owner has purchased the site, but ever since he purchased it, it is becoming blighted. Example, there is a white panel truck that's been parked on the parking lot near Van Dyke without any license plates. And what used to be the cement enclosure for the garbage container is now become a dumping ground for illegally dumped tires and other unsightly items. So is this something that the 11th precinct might assist us with, especially when it comes to removal of that vehicle that is unlicensed or without plates?
Yes, ma'am, we'll look into it.
Okay, thank you. Because this owner seems to own a considerable property on Van Dyke, and all his property is equally not maintained. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Ms. Bosch.
Millbank. Where the Dollar General store, right there, right at the.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know some.
that was unfortunate that the business could not operate.
They have to leave.
Yeah, so.
They came in there, still, yeah, oh, I can imagine, they just walked out in there also.
We have Dr. Moore.
Dr. Moore, any news you'd like to share with us? How are you this evening? Dr. Moore?
Yes, I'm fine. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
The only thing that I have to share, I just want to say, hello, good evening to everyone. And I do have some information to share. I don't know if it was made mention at this particular meeting, but the Wayne County is having a senior fun fest. And it's going to be at the Nalkin Mills picnic area. And it's going to be on Saturday, June 24th from 11 a.m. until 2. It's strictly for people who are senior citizens, ages 60 and over. No children are allowed. It's only open to Wayne County residents. And the Narcan Mills picnic area is located 33-275 Hines Drive in Westland, Michigan, and the zip code is 48185. And it's off of the Ann Arbor Trail. If you need more information, you could call this number. I have two numbers, 313-224-5924. That's 313-224-5924. Or you could call 734-326-5282. That's 734-326-5282. And it's gonna be, they're gonna be serving lunch at 11:30. They're gonna have information tents, bingo, and a lot of different activities. So that's all I have tonight.
Well, we appreciate that, Dr. Moore. Thank you so much.
All right then.
Okay, so are there any other questions or concerns? I'm ready to get into these giveaways. We're gonna get out of here early tonight. Cause I'm ready to go to bed. I'm not gonna even like that. It's not gonna put to the shade. Yes, ma'am.
Question about the city's noise ordinance.
Okay.
And how is it, enforced? Because for the past couple of weekends, it was 2 or 3 nights a week. It's the boomity, boomity, boomity. It makes the house shake. So, and you can't really tell if it's on the next street or on your street. And then it will stop for a few minutes, and then even as late as 3 or 4 in the morning, it's still bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. So how, even if you call, if you don't know exactly where it is, the officer gonna go out and try to find it. What is the process for the noise ordinance? It's getting out of control.
So what you can do is, if you have a constant complaint, well, and then an event, something like that happens, especially like I said, on a non-peak time, call 911, we'll try to get out there as soon as we can, even on a peak time, put the call in, and then that way we can hear it.
Okay.
And then if it's a constant complaint at a certain time, you can get with Officer Thompson here, he's gonna write that down, write your neighborhood down and what time it is, and then we'll have a car, special attention to the area.
Okay, okay. I'm surprised you got that, because it's like, you hear it everywhere, blocks and blocks away. It's been getting worse.
I thought they are.
What's general area?
It's that Monarch and 7 Mile, so it's Monarch, 7 Mile, Moon, in that area.
6 Mile, down by Buddy's Pizza. I thought they was coming in like a week ago. Right. I'm like, wow, they're coming in now. They do it on purpose, and I have a question really with that. Since the fireworks started, they started in the 80s already. Yeah. So what do you do when they do
Well,
like
so-
all night?
Frankly, the fireworks to an extent have been legalized, so. There are illegal amounts and weights and measures and, you know, obviously there's certain amounts or a certain amount of percentage of
My
gunpowder.
question is, what time do they folks, stop doing the fireworks? Especially with the loud and everything.
I will look into that. I will look into that.
Okay.
So give your number to Officer Thompson, he's gonna stop in tomorrow and get the answer now from me and I'll make sure I get it.
I was gonna say.
So this come on in. Come on in. What do you do?
My name is Michelle Mason. I live at the corner of Conley and Stockton. And on that corner, it is my fear that one day a car is going to end up on my porch. With them coming the wrong way and zooming down and they start, I guess maybe Mike that bloom and they zoom down, stopping past the project, like it's a racetrack. They're coming the wrong way and turning that corner, and my fear is that somebody's gonna end up on my porch. My question is there any way to monitor that area? And also them doing the donuts and all that in the parking lot of Legacy. There are times where I can smell the rubber from my porch. So that intersection of Conley and Stockton is a very dangerous intersection. And then the donuts in the parking lot.
So when you see them or hear them, give us a call. We'll
I have, y'all come quick. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
so we do come and then we do what we can. And we will be, so I'll see if I can get some extra patrols over there. So the speed bumps, that is going to be, this Kayana's, avenue, but you have some speed bumps over there, don't you? Where you
We
can-
do, and it just, they slow down and get to it, and then after that.
I mean, those speed bumps are serious.
Take
They
they
are.
out.
They know how to
That's serious. You have to drive slower.
Might use a ramp, they use the right ramps too, I didn't say that, I mean, go figure.
Those are stolen cars, they don't drive, they.
Well, yeah, you're right, yeah, that makes me wanna think about that.
Let's see what we can do about, D-Rob. Let's see what we can do, we'll stop by Legacy too, see if we can get that, parking lot better secured at night.
Yes, sir.
That's another question.
Yes, ma'am.
The process for reporting possible squatters. That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
That's a touchy. Even if they mess up two houses in the same block and then when they windows are broken, they can move to another house in the block.
So, we'll look at it. I mean, so we do not, of course, it's illegal to squat. The laws were changed a couple of years ago, but we just have to go about it the correct way. So, we'll get your information afterwards and we'll check on the people that you're talking to.
Thank you.
And my question to you, do you know who the owner is of that home or the person that's put in charge? That helps us out a lot.
Okay, I can understand that, but the first two that they messed up, they took the numbers off. They took the addresses off, so.
This is on Keystone near 7 Mile.
We'll talk to you after.
Okay. Got some meals for you too, sir.
You're gonna do all right.
I think that used to be your job a long time ago.
Yeah, when it's time for D-Rob to turn it over, it's the new D-Rob right here. Come on in.
So I was just made aware that we have 4 of our explorers that are signing up to become DPD officers. 4 of the explorers here at number 11 are signing up to become DPD officers. Yes.
Well, the Explorer program is the youth program, is similar to like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout. They actually.
You're all CC.
Right. And we have, it is here every, we have our precinct meeting every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, or it was 5 o'clock. So I encourage you, if you know any young people between the age of 12 and 18, to please just have them come. They don't have to make an appointment, they don't have to do any of that. Show up here at 5 o'clock with a good attitude, and want to learn some life skills and how to be a leader, and we can come right on in. So if I could, and then the next meeting, I promise we will have.
They met some explorers last meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting before, yeah.
So the next meeting, we're gonna have the flyers so that we can have them distributed, so that you can kind of hand them out to some of the kids either in your neighborhood, some of the people that you know. And every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, every Wednesday.
And I have an
At the station. At the station.
I would like to make an announcement. I attended a meeting about 3 months ago when Dr. Dudley was here. And we have a mobile vision clinic that we were not working for a couple of years. So Dr. Dudley solicited our clinic for us to provide services to the housing projects for the next 16 weeks. We started on Friday, as a matter of fact, was our first time out. We provided services. We were over at the Brewster Projects We had our whole team over there with our doctor. We did the pre-exams, the exams. Everybody we examined, we passed our glasses. They had a free event. This Friday, we're going to be over at Diggs on Garfield Street. All the exams are free, the glasses are free. We're not billing the insurance company. And this is picked up through Dr. Dudley and the Youth Connection. So for the next 16 weeks, we have 15 weeks now, and we're going to be transient through the different housing projects. So if anybody needs a free eye exam, no cost at all, no insurance, you can contact, I know, the Detroit Youth Program or either the Detroit Housing Department to find out where their Friday event will be taking place. I think adults, the events are for adults and children because they had a lot of candy. But at the events, I know they give a lot of information, a lot of giveaway. They give away clothes, they had music, they had a whole bunch of trinkets, just tons of giveaway and information. And again, that'll be for the next 15 weeks at various housing projects. And it's ABC Mobile Vision that provides the vision service. No, okay.
We look forward to you visiting the Sojourner Truth Historic Homes.
Well, we were supposed to go there on Friday and they changed it at the last minute. They called us and said they were gonna hold the event over at the Booster. But initially, we were gonna be at the Sojourner Truth from 12 to 3. So I'm sure we'll make our way.
When you do come that way, if you just let the NPOs know, so that way we can make sure we support you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Doc.
Your meeting on Wednesday, starting at 5 o'clock, what time is it?
What time is the Explorer over?
So normally the Explorers meeting is over like around 27, 7:30. But sometimes we'll have a citywide event like tomorrow, the Spirit Day actually. So we'll be over at the 8th Precinct. We'll be over there citywide, all the Explorer programs from citywide. We'll be there. WJLB, FM 97.9, they'll be there. It's kind of like a pep rally. So all the Explorers will be there to represent their school. We got some kids that are going from the 5th grade to the 8th grade. We got kids going from the 5th grade to the 8th grade. And they'll be going, from 5th grade to the 6th grade, some from the 8th grade to the 9th grade. And then we got some graduates. We got some going away to college. We got some going to the military. But like President Jackson was saying, we do have 4 that plan to commit to join DVD. And now, I know you guys seen the Explorers around and some of the awesome thing they do. We also will have, like through GDYT, we got like about 30 kids that'll be assigned to us and through the Explorers program this summer as well, working with the Youth Connection, Dr. Dudley, and we'll have them doing administrative things around here. They'll be running around here to keep them busy, I'm sure of that. And so, so it's a great program. I do have flyers and things like that. I know through the months we always put them out, but we can never put enough out. We are actually we're taking a group of kids out next week. We'll be going next week to DC. We're taking a bunch of Explorers to DC, and they'll be there for a week. Then we come back and go to camp. And so we're signing kids up 10 to 18 to go to camp with us. It's kind of like a boot camp, but fun. So we're serious and we're teaching them a lot of things, discipline, all that good stuff. So if you are interested in signing up any of your kids up for camp, then we would love to have them. And once they commit to camp, then we expect for them to be around until they graduate. And then we'll be telling the story again about how we got more Explorers or joining the police department and things like that. So we got a lot of things in store. We're keeping them busy this summer. Because one thing that we all, I'm sure, could agree with is that if we really want to stop crime, if we start with our kids and teach them the right way to do things and get back to that old school way of raising our kids, making them have accountability and all the things like that, and then letting them end up learning and be the change. And as they get older and take our places and running the society, then, potentially we can have a better society. So that's what we look forward to. And if you don't mind, ma'am, I do have, I just got a text from Lieutenant Gonzalez down at CNL. As you guys know, there's always something going on here in the city, whether it's from the mayor's office, police department, or one of our other departments. There's always something going on. And going on the 15th, July 15th, it's going to be in the 9th precinct. They're having a peace nick. So I'll try and get hold to a flyer, and then I'll make sure that I get it with Ms. Jackson. She sent it out. We'll also post it on our social media sites and things like that. So,
Excuse me, your meetings, are they always here at the 11th precinct?
yes, mostly here, but like I said, we'll go citywide. Like sometimes we'll go on field trips, or we'll go to other neighboring precincts. We'll go to the Boy Scouts location. It kind of depends on what the curriculum is for that day, or if there's a detail. Like for example, this past weekend, everybody heard about the was that the House and Garden show over in Indian Village. So we had a group of kids. They were patrolling Indian Village. They're on foot doing patrols. I was down there, a couple of officers. We were down there with them. And I just got a text back from one of the organizers saying how, impressed that all the visitors were at seeing the kids, and they were very, very helpful with giving information and direction and things like that. The previous week, they all worked the Grand Prix. They were right there, 6:45 a.m. for roll call. We had about just under 30 kids there, and they patrolled right next to the offices, the Riverwalk, Campus Marshes, as well as Park Plaza. You've seen them, some of everywhere. They'll be there for the fireworks as well. And Chief White actually, he wants us to make sure they're ready for next year when we have, not only all the different events we have, auto show and all the good stuff, but also one of the things kids are really looking forward to is when we have the NFL draft coming next year. So the kids will be right there. And so that's why, these kids are doing amazing things. We had a couple months ago, back in April, the team, we had a tobacco summit, and the kids did a lot of work. And there's a lot of activity going on based on the work they did. We went out with the kids, we're getting all these complaints. We sat with the captain, and we talked about a couple of things. The captain allowed for us to, go out with some of the kids and do some undercover purchases of vapes and things like that. We wrote misdemeanor tickets to everybody that sold. Unfortunately, 73% of the locations that we went to actually sold to the kids. And then we had that town hall. The kids made a presentation, talked about the dangers of vaping and their experiences and all that stuff. And so Councilman Benson and Law Department, they are working diligently to make sure that those numbers get reversed. And so we're doing whatever we can on the enforcement side, and we'll continue to do it. We'll continue to have our kids out. They're the voice, they got a voice, they got concerns. They educate us a lot, because I can tell you, I didn't know too much about vapes. And as we did our research, we really counted on the kids, and they see this stuff in their schools, they see it around the neighborhoods. And so some of the kids, they challenge some of these store owners, like, hey, do you do this in your neighborhood? Why do you bring this stuff to us? Because they feel like they're, forgotten about or just ignored and things like that. So giving these kids a voice, giving them a platform like the Explorers program is great, not only for the community, but it's great for our kids as well, their development and things like that, because they grow up and they're able to articulate themselves. They're able to, know right from wrong, approach people, and just do so many great things in the community. And so we push this program. That's one of the reasons I'm still here. I can be honest about that. I love the program. I see the side art from the captain. And I can tell you, he supports me with this program, because I'm constantly writing literature or writing just to be able to, if you guys know, to run an organization, especially like the police department, the majority of what we do is probably paperwork. And so I'm doing so much paperwork and, get things kicked back. And the captain allows for me to get all this stuff up and through the chief's office. And so, I definitely appreciate that. And the reason you do it because he care about, our kids and stuff like that. And so We sit, we talk, he talked with the kids and it's great. I mean, it's no better feeling to me than to be able to help a kid and have a kid tell you, thank, watch that kid grow. But that's my soapbox.
Well, piggyback off of this work for children, I'm here, I run a nonprofit called shortfilmkids.com. It's, and what I do, I teach something to the youth. Our program runs out of public high school during the school year, because I'm a teacher there. In the summer from June 20th to the 29th, I'll be here public, and then I come to the east side where I live, and I go to Farwell. So I just wanted to piggyback off of kids doing phenomenal things. I'm the person, that brought the Tamir bread. You ever said, did you get some? Yeah, so that was. I came from Sunday night and I brought in my donation because my nonprofit, Tamir bread donates to my nonprofit, and I'm going to take it to the school, but we're done. So I was looking somewhere to take all of these treats and bread, and I came to my precinct, so I was invited today to come to this meeting to meet everyone with you guys. And so I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Make sure we look up. Don't leave it, I get my son.
I don't work just with Cody kids, I work all over the city with kids. Are doing amazing things and they make them.
So we gonna start sharing our program.
There you go.
Working.
Personalkids.com. All right, anything else? A lot of good information. Here you go, come on. I saw you put me in.
All right, so hello, everybody. All right, I'm Damian Mitchell, your community liaison for Councilman Scott Benson's office. And I'll let you know that I'm happy to be able to serve you. A lot of people call, they say, I'm sorry that I keep calling you. I say, it's okay, it's my job. Keep calling until we get it done. So I don't want nobody to feel like when they calling that they bothering anybody in our office. It's our job to make sure it gets done. So I don't want nobody to feel like they are a bother. That's very important. When somebody say that to me, I feel offended that you feel like that. So, we got our new newsletter. We have them on the back. We sent them out to homes and we got the leftovers there. So if you didn't receive it at your house, we have it today. This is our community resource guide. I think everybody got one of these. I would just like to update it with one number. So if anybody needs this, I'll give it to you after the meeting. Our big event or big meeting is the Standing Firm at 1,000 feet meeting. That's this Thursday. There is a proposal to reduce the space in marijuana facility. So right now we have it at 1,000 feet, which is church from another recreational facility. So there are people that would like it to be 700. So they want to reduce it. So if this happened, our district, and I think District 6 would be getting those facilities because our zoning would allow that to happen. So we are asking that our council person is going to vote the right way. We'd like you to go out and reach out to the other council people, just to have conversations to let them know that you, how you feel about this specific order. It's very important that you let your voice be heard. It's about votes in order to get things passed, and we need a certain amount of votes to stop certain legislation. So if you care to get it stopped, reach out to them. It's okay to call. You know, we would really ask you to advocate to the council. And with that being said, if you need my card, you can definitely get it. My contact number, if you need it, is 313-530-0587. 313-530-0587. I like to say I do pride, well, we all like to pride ourselves in making sure we call you back. So that being, and my last comment is to this wonderful precinct. I ride my bike pretty often. You know, I'm trying to make sure I don't continue on this path to get to this 20 extra pounds I'm going toward. But every block I go down, I see a police officer. So I ride this way, it looked like a spooky block, it looked a little rough. See the police right now. So it wasn't always like that. So I appreciate the staff and how you do it. But I like to ride my bike so I can actually see a lot of the things going on in the neighborhood that you can't see when you're driving past. It's important to see those things, to meet some people that you can't meet driving. So I just want you to know I am working. I appreciate the opportunity and thank you for letting me speak to this. Oh, yeah.
Are you guys still doing a bike ride on Saturday?
Thank you for saying that. So yes, it will be at Farwell. And the flyer. Yeah, like.
So it's, it starts at 11. There's a link that you have to fill out. There's a link that they provide you guys or provide you. And you fill out that form. If you want to ride one of those mobile bikes, you can, but you have to have ID. I guess they're gonna secure it with your ID. But start at 11, and I think the kickoff or the actual ride starts at 11:30.
Okay. So yeah, if anybody going out there, I will be out there.
All right, see. 20 miles coming.
Yeah, that's 20 pounds will come off. All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we have some stuff that we're gonna give away, give out, all that good stuff. So the people from the beginning of time, since we started doing the ring doorbells up until now, are in this bag. Nobody's been removed unless they want. So for the people in the room, the question is, and I'm trying to think how I want to do this, and I don't think I want to raffle off. Because everybody may not need one. So who needs either a fire extinguisher or, you know what, before we do that, Miss Box, I am so sorry, if you had a question or an announcement. You could do this.
I put it in the chat. I put the announcement in, but if you want me to verbalize it, I can do that. It was about a meeting on June the 20th. It's at 12 noon. Everyone is invited, but the purpose of the meeting is to outreach to the business community because we are co-hosting this meeting along with the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. Mr. Abdul Muhit will be present, and he has specifically wanted to invite the business community through the Northeast Detroit Business Association, or NEDBA as its acronym is stated. The purpose of the meeting is to not only give the business community some information about the city program called Blight to Beauty, because the city tells us that there will be an increase in fines for businesses that do not maintain their properties. And also there will be a free lunch provided. It will be, the name of the luncheon meeting is called Let's Taco Bout It. So the name lets you know that there will be tacos that will be on the luncheon menu. And everyone is invited because we are also outreaching to the residential community, because our long range goal is to not only clean up our commercial corridors, namely Van Dyke 7 Mile, but other corridors. I know that there have been attempts by Shirley Birch and others to concentrate on gas stations that need to spruce up and maintain better. But there are a lot of other businesses that simply do not, that live in the suburbs and yet gain their livelihood from Detroit neighborhoods. And we would like to see them take their responsibility seriously to maintain their businesses, just like we maintain our homes from the middle of the street to the middle of the alley. So I put in the chat that there is an RSVP number. The Northtown Community Development Corporation, who I'm serving, is the contact for the RSVP, and that number is 313-891-7709. The meeting will be at the new hall called 42nd Event at 20411 Van Dyke. That's just south of 8 Mile at Savage. And there's parking lot there, so people can feel comfortable. We're going to try to do the meeting in no more than an hour, hour and a half. So everyone is invited, especially the police, the 11th Precinct, because the Van Dyke corridor falls within your jurisdiction. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate that. Okay, so is there anyone that needs in the room first that needs either a fire extinguisher or a carbon monoxide detector? Which one? Yours. Carbon monoxide detector, does anybody need, everybody got one in their house, right?
I have one, but I don't know how to put it up, so I need some help with the fire department. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have them come next month, so hold tight, and we're gonna see if we can get somebody out here to put it up for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. I saw a hand for the carbon monoxide. Whose hand did I see? Your hand, okay, here. Okay, so.
You got a winner.
All right. And then the carbon monoxide detector that I'm getting, you don't have to put batteries in them. They're batteries, they have batteries, but the batteries last 10 years now. So you don't have to keep changing them and all of that. Once that's up, it's up. So, and it works really good because mine has gone up unfortunately a few times.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a question from,
That's important, so if you have
we have a question from,
They look like you put your home, is that her hand?
Yep.
Hey,
Hi, how are you, everyone?
good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just a quick question in regards to the carbon monoxide.
Yes.
When you get the carbon monoxide, I was told from the fire department, is it the same as the one that you have? You don't have to put, it's lifetime without, you don't have to put batteries in it? Is that
No,
the
you don't
same
have-
one?
Yep, you don't have to put batteries in them.
And it's the same one that the fire department are giving out?
I'm assuming, I have not seen them, so I cannot say yes or no, but I know the ones that I'm purchasing, you do not have to put batteries in them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
What makes mine so complicated, I had to get the one with plug in and use that. So I need to find out where's the best place in my basement or wherever I put it, where I can detect.
And I'm quite sure that they'll be able to give you that answer when they get here, what would be the best place to put that?
That'd be the next meeting.
Yes, that's our plan, is to have someone next meeting.
that's the plan, but just so you know, as far as a carbon monoxide detector, like wherever you got like your furnace, or like if you got a stove or something like that, put it close to that place, because if your bedroom is like upstairs and you got a leak coming from your furnace and you got stuff in between that, so everything until it gets to your bedroom will be, say, exposed to that carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have it kind of close to it. So, but I'll reach out to somebody from fire and make sure we get them out here next month.
I don't know whether to put it near the water heater in the furnace or, you know.
And as well, I'll make sure we get that information and we'll put a post up, not only on our social media pages, but also on our virtual neighborhood watch through Neighbors by Ring. We'll make sure we put that post up as well.
Thank you, Lee, appreciate it. I have 3 sets of baseball tickets that came from Councilman Scott Vincent for next Monday, June the 19th. Really good seats. They're in the outfield.
What do you think?
They're really good seats. Anybody want? And why I'm doing this is because I was raffling them off before and people weren't using them. So my thing of it, as long as you go, I don't care, but I'm not gonna raffle them off and then they have them go away because the council people are not happy with that. So you plan on going? There you go. Right across the street. Yep, there you go. Anyone else? Okay, that's Monday, next Monday, the 19th, and the game is at 6:40. They starting them a little bit earlier this year. And like I said, these are great feet. So there you go. Okay, that take care of that. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so next, we got the names in this back. So what I think that we had a list. The list you have with the names on it, hold that. And I'm gonna get those names from you because they're going into the draw next month. Okay, so I need, can you pick your name for me, please, Captain? Okay, before you do that, make sure when you sign in, I need 3 things from you if you want to be in this raffle. I need a name, I need an address, and I need a phone number. Okay, because I've had people that have won and have not provided me a phone number, and I'm done with it.
And we need to come pick your stuff up when you're supposed to come pick it up.
You need to come and pick it up the following day. If you're not in this room, you need to come in, and anyone online, you guys can get yours, of course, while you're here, but anyone that wins that's online, the next day, you need to come and get your Ring doorbell, unless you have a circumstance that you have to wait, but let somebody know. We can't keep them here, week after week and month after month. We can't do that. So there's too many people that need them or want them. So the thing is, you get yours in the room and you got a day or 2 to come and get them if you're online. Okay. Yep, ready.
Margaret Peterson Young.
I remember, yeah. Margaret Peterson Young, online. I know who that is. Okay, I know who this is. Okay.
Regina Gavin.
She's not here. She's in the neighborhood.
She in the neighborhood?
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh. I can see that. I gotta go.
To the cane.
Next time I'm gonna put a stipulation on, if you're not in the room, you're not winning. You must be present to me. That's what happened next month, I'm telling you.
Okay, Dave Moore.
Dave Moore. That's from last month. No, nothing's in here from today. Today is gonna go in for next month, but I want everybody to understand. I don't care if you're on Zoom. I don't care if you're in person. If you're not present, that's gonna be the catch for next month. If you're not present, you don't get it. In the discussion, whoever wins, you have to be present. Okay, so let all your friends know. Anybody put their name in? If they not, and I call their name, I don't care who told them that they won, I'm gonna tell you that you weren't here. Okay, so that is the stipulation for next month. You have to be present to win. Okay, and everyone who signed in today, make sure I had those 3 things. I'm gonna cut that out before I leave out of here, and we'll put them in. I'm putting them in the bag, and I'm gonna make sure they stay with me until next month. Okay. All right, so we got these 3 here. Yep, make sure we have everything. Next month, that is the case. Next month, in order to get a Ring doorbell, you must be present. And I'm gonna take everybody, as long as I have your name, address, and phone number, I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna throw it in the bag with all the other names. These names have been since the very beginning when we started giving out Ring doorbells. I'm not removing anyone's name unless they win. So we just keep piling and piling and piling and piling, and that's what we're gonna do until we're done, okay? Because I'm not gonna remove anybody out of this bag. Okay, yeah, so you still have to say it, yeah. Okay, do we have any questions, any concerns, any issues, anything going on? Yes, ma'am.
Is Commander Slappy still here? Commander here?
No, Commander Pritchard, she's been here for a while, but she's not here today, but it's Commander Pritchard, she is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female.
She's better, I mean.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
July meeting date.
July, hold on, that's gonna be the second Tuesday, I think that is the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. But we're not gonna go on my guessing right now. See, I lied, we're on the 11th. Yep, we had July 11th, that is the next meeting. Yep, it's the 1, 2, yep, July 11th. Thank you. You know what? Going once? Going twice, online, in the room? All right, gone. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and see you guys next month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good, wonderful month again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.